A group of children were playing in a park. Each one was boasting of his latest possession, a new phone or a latest iPad, a computer game, or a trip to the Disneyland. Little Johnny was standing nervously in a corner, his eyes moist, because he had nothing to boast about. When his turn came, the other kids asked, "Now tell us, Johnny, what have you got?" Very proudly, Johnny said, "Oh, I have my mother." Friends, when I became a victim of President-elect Ravi's power of persuasion and agreed to speak here, I was fully aware that I would be facing a most distinguished audience of past, current, and incoming Rotary leaders. I was also aware that I, being just a housewife, a mother, grandmother, with no professional degrees or achievements, what would I be speaking about? But then, like little Johnny, I too remembered what I have. I realized that being a mother is my big asset. I have my caring hands and my loving heart. Most of all, I have a mother's vision to see the unseen and hear the unheard cries of pain of people around me. Flashing before me is a continuous flow of images of people, young and old, ailing and crawling, hopelessly needy people whose lives I have touched. So, here I am with the stories of my patients, the many, many Martins and Qasims, Marias and Janakis, and my own story, how I chose the less traveled path that changed my life. Chair-elect Ray and friends, I am delighted to be here and consider it an honor to reflect and reminisce over the last several decades of my life and to tell you my story of Rotary. When Rotary came in my life, I was not ready for it. I had my own priorities. I had two very young children to look after. When Raja became club president, I became hostile. I constantly complained, argued, and nagged him. Ultimately, one day, I went to my spiritual teacher to seek his advice. I said to him, "Why should Raja join Rotary at a time when we, his family, need him most?" Very patiently, my teacher heard me and said, "Have you ever wondered why are you here on this earth? Look around and see how the world is broken and torn with suffering and strife. It is all in your attitude, how you look at Rotary. An obstacle in your family life or an opportunity to change your life." And then he narrated a story. A Zen master was fed up with his young student who was always complaining of his problems. So one morning, the master brought a glass of water and a handful of salt, asked the young man to mix the salt in the water and drink it. Drinking one sip, the young man spit it out. "How does it taste?" the master asked. "Oh, very bitter, sir. I can't drink it," said the student. Then the master took his young student to the nearby lake, put another handful of salt in the lake, and asked him to drink some water from the lake. The student sipped some water from the lake and exclaimed, "Oh, master, in spite of the salt, this water is absolutely sweet." Then the wise master responded, "The problems of life are like that only. The degree of bitterness depends on the container. Enlarge your vision, young man. Stop being a glass, be a lake." The Zen story and my teacher's remarks made me think deeply. My vision started widening from mine to ours, from I to we. I heard my inner voice urging me, "Stop being a glass, be a lake." I also remembered, long before the concept of CSR, corporate social responsibility, became a buzz term, my father had taught me the importance of ISR, that is, individual social responsibility. How much, as an individual, I owe to the community. Very soon, an opportunity for service came to me in a most unexpected way. One evening, I went to the market. It was already dark, and as I came out of my car, I stepped on a small heap of rags. A pathetic cry came out, and to my horror, I saw a leper in the rag heap. In place of his nose, there were just 2 holes. Mutilated hands and feet, leaky wounds. The man was in great agony. I wanted to run away, but better sense prevailed, and I said to him, "Baba, pardon me for stepping on you, but why are you lying on the road?" His story was heart-rending. There were hundreds of them, men, women, children, all infected badly with leprosy, no home, no food, no medication, begging during the day and spending the nights on the roadsides, under the trees, on footpaths, in sun, in rain, in cold. Badly jolted by the cruel reality, I rushed home and shared the whole incident with Raja. Next morning, we had held an urgent meeting of our Rotary Club. Planning and action started immediately. For years, it remained my top priority. The lepers are now totally disease-free, self-dependent, their children going to mainstream schools, and their residential colony is a place of pride in our town. God, God kept my eyes and heart open in that chance encounter with one leper, Basappa, which changed the lives of so many families forever and transformed my own life. Some years back, one day, a sister from Mother Teresa's home phoned, seeking my help for heart surgery of a small boy. We started raising funds immediately, but by the time we had the money, it was no more required. The boy, Suresh, had died. This tragedy shook our conscience. Raja and I resolved to promote a free heart surgery project for poor children. Starting from 1998, so far, more than 526 free congenital cardiac corrective surgeries have been done under our Rotary Heartline project, which includes children from our region and from countries like Uganda, Pakistan, Nepal, Afghanistan, and more recently, from Rwanda. The tragedy of Suresh's death proved to be a harbinger of new lease of life for so many children. Recently, when we went to Rwanda, a big surprise was waiting for us at the Kigali airport. The children from Rwanda who had their heart surgeries done in Chandigarh had come to greet us with beautiful flowers in their hands, looking smart in perhaps borrowed dresses, and their parents beaming with happiness. On the faces of those kids, I saw the imprint of Rotary. In the eyes of their parents, I saw tears of peace. They will not remember us or our names, but definitely, most certainly, they will remember the one important name, that is Rotary. Many such acts strengthened my belief in Rotary and made me what I am today. After Raja got over his Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation responsibilities, we both decided to dedicate some of our time and resources for hands-on service. In 1991-92, Look Beyond Yourself was just a Rotary International theme. But our real journey of looking beyond ourselves started in 1998, when the seed of serving beyond borders, the first medical mission to Uganda, was sown, opening the doors of unlimited service for both of us. Many Rotarians in India questioned us, why Africa, when there is so much need right here in our own country? Our answer was, Africa, because we wanted to reach out to our larger human family. Africa, because we wanted to erase the man-made barriers. From then onwards, a span of 17 long years, serving in more than 12 countries and over 30 medical missions, I realize that it is not only the numbers that matter. More important are the countless lives that are changed every time, each time through our medical services. Friends, lives are changed when thousands of children can walk after polio-corrective surgeries in our medical missions. Lives are changed when vision is restored to hundreds and thousands of people after their eye surgeries. Lives are also changed when competent plastic surgeons give a new face to the victims of the most inhuman Rwanda genocide. In Africa, women so much abused and neglected, living in agony and shame with torn genitals or uterine tumors, sometimes weighing up to 10 or 15 kilos. Our Rotarian surgeons perform miracles and restore dignity to their lives. Unlimited smiles are generated when we take toys and chocolates for sick children in the hospital wards. In our medical missions, we don't just do surgeries. We try to improve lives of children, of young and old men and women, giving them the ability to face the challenges of their lives. We make them believe in the generosity of the human spirit and in the power of love. Our medical missions comprise of surgeons of 5 or 6 specialties and non-medical volunteers, including Raja and me, in all, a group of 30 to 35 people, each one totally committed to the cause. There are many discomforts, long and tedious journeys, heavy loads of equipment and medicines, stay, food, local transport, operating facilities, all very minimal. Yet, our surgeons innovate methods to overcome the deficiencies and perform intricate surgeries using double, sometimes triple gloves to protect themselves from HIV/AIDS. We all are cheerful, positive, and always happy, even after long and trying hours of work. Each of us is a bridge between pain and happiness. Each of us is an ambassador of goodwill and peace. Each of us is a messenger of light and love. My role as a non-medical volunteer varies. I am a mother when pacifying a crying child. I am a nurse when assisting the doctors in bandaging or giving medicines to the patients. I am a waiter when serving coffee to the team members or food to the attendants of the patients. But what I like most is to meet little kids and their mothers in the hospital wards, all so scared and sad. I take some candy, toys, colorful tiffin boxes to bring smiles on their faces again and again. In the smiles of those kids, I lose myself. In that losing, I discover myself again and again. It's a barter. Each time I go, I leave behind a part of myself and bring back beautiful memories each visit. In a medical camp in India, as usual, there were long queues of patients waiting for their turn. One old lady, Janaki, had traveled long hours and was waiting alone for almost 4 hours without any water, food, or help. Moved by her plight, I steered her for a checkup and then to the operation theater for her eye surgery. As she put her shaking hand on my head, silent tears of gratitude rolled out of her eyes. In her, I saw my mother's face. Young Qasim from Uganda, who came for his heart surgery to Chandigarh, was very frustrated, angry, and abusive. But after his successful heart surgery, Qasim was completely changed. Before returning home to Uganda, with tearful eyes, he said, "Thank you, ma'am, for what you all did for me." I learned that love has the power to transform a human being. In Ethiopia, a 5-year-old polio-afflicted orthopedic patient, Martin, was always happy, playing with me despite the pain after 4 surgeries on his little legs. When a local doctor asked him, "Martin, you don't know English. How do you communicate with madam?" Martin said, "Oh, sir, that is so easy. Ma'am always smiles in my language." Martin taught me that smile is the biggest bridge between people. Friends, some of the great lessons I have learned are not from any book or in a classroom. These lessons are from the open book of life. Lessons of patience, tolerance, and gratitude. The power of love, and above all, the lesson to smile at the odds and say the 2 important African words, Hakuna Matata, no problem. After seeing the badly disfigured faces of the genocide victims in Rwanda, I am no more conscious of the leukoderma patches on my face and body. And I repeat the words often, no problem. I count my blessings and realize how fortunate I am to have a healthy body. All these service activities around the globe are happening because of your giving to the Rotary Foundation. If India achieved freedom from polio last March, it was because you contributed to the Rotary Foundation. If our dream of a polio-free world has to become a reality, it will need our continuous giving. If Rotary is to become a world power in hope and healing, a strong Rotary Foundation will be needed to add more muscle to our caring hands and loving hearts. Our work is not for any award or recognition. For Raja and me, it is a passion, a service addiction. It is our answer to the call from within. Our only wish is to keep serving as long as our age and health permits. I know that you all present here are capable, much, much more capable than me to serve in so many different ways and bring the world closer to our dream of peace, maybe by an inch per Rotarian. I am grateful to the people I have served for changing my life. I'm grateful to President-elect Ravi for making me a victim of his affectionate persuasion. I am grateful for being a spouse of a Rotarian, my Rotary family. When you gift your time in service, you touch lives. When you gift your resources, you uplift lives. When you gift both your time and resources with love and compassion, you yourself become a gift to the world, indeed to humanity. Thank you.